the top, it's about resilience, pushing beyond limits, and proving that we as Sri Lankans are capable of achieving the impossible. I want my journey to inspire others to show with determination anything is possible. But I can't do this alone. I'm inviting you to be a part of this extraordinary mission. Join me as I carry the Sri Lankan flag to new heights. Together, we will represent the strength, resilience, and unyielding spirit of Sri Lanka. Our spirit is unbreakable, and our journey is just beginning. Let's make history together. From the peak in my city, Colombo, Sri Lanka, I'm sitting at the top of cinnamon line at the City of Dreams to announce my dream to climb the 7 summits of the world. Join me as I take the Sri Lankan flag to greater heights and to the 7 corners of the world.
A dream doesn't happen through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, first of all, for being here. After climbing Everest, the question was, what next? That's what everybody kept asking me. Actually, the 7 summits wasn't really a dream of mine at the beginning, but as time went by, I needed something. I needed inspiration. I needed to keep going. I just didn't want my dream to end after Everest. So I took on the challenge of climbing the 7 summits. And this is no easy task. It is something that needs commitment. It needs passion, commitment, and time. You really have to separate yourself. It also needs the mental strength to keep going and to do what you are doing. It's just not about taking on this physical challenge upon yourself and pushing forward just to prove a point. But here it became something a little more than that. It became something that everybody looked up to after a while. They kept wondering whether I was able to achieve it. How would we do it? We come from an island. An island is at sea level. Of course, the heights that we go up to are 7,000, 8,000 meters. We don't have the conditions. We don't have snow. We don't have ice mountains. But with all those challenges is what we have to overcome. And then this also became something that I wanted to do as a Sri Lankan. For the nation, it became something that everybody looked up to. And I had that duty from there on to try and make it really happen, to take the flag to the 7 corners of the world and to the 7 highest points of each continent. So I worked at this, and there are many challenges that have come my way in doing this. One of the things is, of course, raising the funds, which is the key factor to it. This is not a cheap thing, where you can just, like any other sport. I know lots of the other sports are also expensive, but this is something which is unimaginable. But all that was put behind and I pushed forward, knowing that at the end I had a vision, there was determination, and I kept going forward. And I think I'm in the last run to make it to the end. So, the last 3 mountains, of course, I'll be starting off with Antarctica, which is about 4,680 meters in height. That the challenges in Antarctica is actually getting there, the logistics in actually making it to Antarctica itself. So I am joining an expedition team. I'll be leaving on the 5th of January. And once I finish that, I won't be coming back. I'll be going straight to Argentina because of the season as well. Both these are in the southern hemisphere. So I'll finish both as the season goes on. And that will be another 3 to 3.5 weeks there in Argentina. And then I will come back, of course, for a few weeks, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, where I will recuperate. I will prepare myself once again to take on the final challenge, which will be Mount Denali. Now, Mount Denali was something that I attempted last year as well. But just to give you a gist of it, as to what it really is, we can prepare ourselves, we can go there. And nature is something that you mustn't take for granted. We don't sometimes even use the word conquer, because you can't conquer nature. Yeah, it is something that you look up to. Yeah, and you respect nature. And it is the whole thing is a humbling process. You are humbled by the whole journey. And it has made me who I am in this entire journey that I have come through. So last year when I went there, on the final part of the journey, after 18 days of struggling in the snow, in the ice, being out there in storms, in blizzards, we were finally told on the final day to the summit that we can't go. There was a storm coming in and we had to turn back. So that's how powerful nature is. And you have no control over it. And we have to humble ourselves and we have to come back down. Because there's a saying in Sinhala, "Nagga wage නෙමෙයි බහින්නත් ඕනේ." Yeah, and that is very important. Yeah, and not just bahinna, but come back safe, alive, in one piece, and that's what it is. I have been taught by a good teacher that I have here, my Prophet Kirby, that life is one of the most important things. Yeah, we respect life, and everything that we do is to uplift life, not just for us, but for others as well. And I hope that I'm doing that with what I have chosen to do, to uplift other people as well, to uplift other people's dreams, to help them fulfill their dreams, and to achieve their goals in life. I just have to mention a few people who have really stood by this whole process of getting me to where I am over the last 6-7 years. First of all, I'd like to just pay tribute to my dad. He's not here with us today. Sorry. But he was the one who inspired me to do this. I remember when I wanted to go to Everest the second time, or the first time, my mom was trying to stop me. She's here today. And my dad turned around and said, "No, I can't do that. It's something that he wants to do. We have to help him fulfill his dreams." And I really honor him for that. For giving me the wings to fly and to letting me do what I have to do in life. And then, of course, everybody else, my family who has stood by me, supported me. And I'm able to do this because I have their strength, I have their support to do what I have to do. And of course, there is another family of mine who is very, very, very important, who has brought me to who I am. And that is my VOW family. And we have Bishop Kirby, who's here today, and Pastor Fiona. And there's another member of my church as well. the belief in what we have been taught and made us who we are. To believe, to know that we are just more than what we are, and to bring us to who we are, and to realize, to bring us the full potential out of us, and to achieve our goals in everything that we do, is not just about being a good person, but it's also developing yourself to who you are and the talents and the gifts that you have been given to make us who we are. So thank you for being there and always supporting me and being behind me in every part of the journey and giving me the confidence to go forward. I actually wouldn't have done this if not for you all being behind me and pushing me to achieve my goals. So thank you. And of course, like she said before, the one person who has been there with me right from the very beginning, Sajida, thank you for always standing by me. I still remember the first time I came and told you, the second time, when I wanted to go back to Everest, the first person I told was Sajida. I said, I want to go back and do it. She looked at me in shock for a moment. I think she froze for a little while. And then she said, yes, I'll support you. I'll be there for you. And she has actually been there every step of the way. So thank you for being there with me all the way. We have another team who has come together. There's Lilani, there's Ovindu, there's Udeni, and there are a few others who couldn't be here today. There's Kuma, who has always been there with me, and some of the others who are also there in the team, who are doing work behind the scenes. You don't hear of them, you don't see them, but they're there with me to support me, to back me. I have my good friends who are there pushing me, training with me. One of my friends has actually got an altitude training mask, and she runs with me with the mask in the morning just to be there and support me. And of course, Lilani, who wakes up early morning on a Sunday morning just to take me for a swim to make sure that I get my training in. And of course, there's my trainer, Sean, who's there, pushing me all the time and getting me to what I am doing today and to strengthen me physically to achieve my goals. So thank you, Sean, for being there as well. Carol and the team from GPR, thank you for always being there with me from the beginning. From the very, very beginning, from the time we went to Everest, you have always been there, stood by me. So thank you for being there as well. And of course, Cinnamon Life, thank you very much for partnering me. I just have to mention this, how it all came about. It was while I was cutting this lady's hair. She's right at the back there, she's standing there. And I was cutting her hair, and we were having a chat about mountains and what I was doing next. And then she immediately caught on to it. And she thought this would be an amazing thing if you could partner. And of course, one thing led to another. The talk went from there onwards. And of course, Radhisha got involved after that. And here we are today at Cinnamon Life, one of the latest, newest venues, and one of the most fabulous venues to be at. So thank you for being there, and thank you for supporting me.